Hello there. Today we're back at Meramec State Park to hike the short trails. Before we get on the trails, I thought I'd take a look at the remains of the Seaman Hotel. This was started in the late 1920s, and then the Depression hit and the company went bankrupt and never completed. It was meant to be a 20-room hotel overlooking the Meramec River. There are 5 short trails in the park, totaling 5 miles in length. Four of the 5 trails are loops, and one is an out and back. We're currently on the Natural Wonders Trail, short, think 1¼ mile trail. On this trail we'll pass by 3 caves. Meramec Park has over 40 caves, one of them commercially developed. That's Fisher Cave. Aside from Fisher Cave, all other caves in the park are closed due to white nose syndrome. As we walk along this ledge in the glady area, there's supposed to be a cave located somewhere below us. I'm hoping to locate that. Well, I haven't been able to locate the cave, but I could see at the bottom of the valley is a stream, and on the other side is the trail. Since this is a loop trail, hopefully we can catch it on the way back. Here we have a little spur trail, and it looks like at the bottom of the valley is that 3rd cave. Let's go check it out. I must admit, I missed the days when we could explore all these caves. It was a blast. So we're opposite the stream with that ledge we were on to our left, and I'm looking for that 2nd cave that I couldn't find earlier. Here we go. Wow, even in winter, the woods are so thick down here. Unless I could find an obvious path that other people have made to that cave, there's no way I'm going to see it. How cool is that? Obviously, I misread the trail description. That's so cool. We found all 3. You know, long trails are great, but a series of short trails dispersed throughout a park to highlight the natural beauty of that place, well, that's really wonderful too. All right, we're almost back to the car. On to the next trail. Okay, so we were just on the Natural Wonders Trail, which is right next to the Visitor Center, where I was able to pick up this map. So we have 4 trails left. We have the Bluff View Trail in blue, the River Trail in yellow, the Deer Hollow Trail in red, and the Walking Fern Trail in green. We are currently at Fisher Cave, which is at this point between these 2 trails. So I was planning to do each of these individually. The Deer Hollow is an out and back, the others are loops. But looking at this map, it's going to add some mileage, which is okay with me. We'll start with this half-mile Walking Fern Trail, which sounds like it's a spectacular trail. This sounds like a walk in the woods, the Deer Hollow Trail, but we're supposed to see a lot of deer. The Bluff View Trail kind of ascends, descends, and then ascends again a couple of bluffs along the Meramec River with great views. Then we'll have this little river trail, which is just kind of a walk in the bottoms along the river. So what I do is this loop, go out, make this loop into like a figure 8, back to the Deer Hollow, back to the car. All right, let's start with the Walking Fern Trail. I thought I'd show you the entrance to Fisher Cave. We're actually at the entrance to the cave right now. This is the old gate for the cave, and then the new gate behind me. This is the only cave you can actually tour without a permit in the park. Okay, the Walking Fern Trail is a half-mile loop that begins and ends here. I think we're going to start in this direction along the base of the bluffs and then ascend up. Somewhere along this loop is a shelter cave called Indian Cave, which is full of Native American artifacts and bones, and I believe from the description I read we might be able to still walk around under it. It may be gated off. We'll find out when we get there. That's pretty cool. Wow, it's only 39 degrees right now, but staying warm is not a problem. Alright, we're going to have a change of plans. So we did the walking Fern Trail, came back to Fisher Cave, and the parking lot there was full of people throwing footballs and dogs running everywhere. And I figured rather than interrupt all of that fun that they were having by trying to shoot a video, since the trailhead for the walking Fern Trail and the Deer Hollow Trail are right next to each other, we're going to skip the Deer Hollow Trail. We're now at shelter number 3, which is right here. And you see this little spur trail to get up to the Bluff View Trail. We're going to take that spur trail. We'll go in a clockwise direction on the Bluff View Trail. Then we'll do the river trail, loop part to make it a little figure 8. And then back to the trailhead. Let me show you the view from shelter 3. It's pretty. So we have the Meramec River right here. Beautiful. This huge bluff behind me, which we're going to ascend. Looks somewhere on this side. It's another steep walk. Get up there, and we'll hit the trails. Let's get going. Boy, for only a half mile, that walking Fern Trail packed a lot of punch. This figure 8 is only going to be 2 miles. I kind of expect a lot from this too. Okay, you made it to the Bluff View Trail. That ascent wasn't really that bad. So, the Civilian Conservation Corps built this in the 30s, 1930s, and there are structures all throughout this park that they built during the 30s. And some of the trails that we were on today, they also built during that time as well. In fact, a lot of trails you've seen in my videos were built by the CCC. So we're going to go in a clockwise direction on this trail, and we'll start and end here. Let's see if there's a view from there. Now that's a view. Beautiful. Well, we're starting this hike by walking away from the river through this really pretty glady area right here. And I believe before too long we're going to come up at, there's a grill and a store, and we'll have to cross the parking lot through there. Everything's closed for the winter. I think they don't open until April 1st. But in the summertime, you could get ice cream or, you know, cold drinks or whatever you want at the grill and store, and a meal too. So keep that in mind if you're here during the spring, summer, and fall. Wow, this is a really long ascent. Starting at the top of the bluffs, I really didn't expect this. We're still going up. Looks like we're coming up behind some rental cabins, which means we're probably close to the store and the grill. There's also a lodge and a motel and a conference center at the other end of the park. That's all gated off for the winter, which is too bad because there's a high point that's a beautiful view across the Meramec Valley. So we'll have to return when everything's open for the season to see that. Okay, now to cross the parking lot and pick up the trail somewhere. There it is. Wow, what a view you'd have from the back decks of these cabins. And this is the view from the patio at the grill. Here's parking for the trail, right at the grill. That's pretty cool. Wrong way. Looks like we're heading down to the river. Okay, so here's the junction with the river trail. I think we'll go clockwise, and that way we'll end up hopefully skirting the edge of the river coming back. It's just right here. It's really wide in this area too. Okay, I'm a little confused. I know there's a spur trail to the campground from this trail, and you can see there's a long straight stretch behind me, but then I have a trail right here with a yellow blaze on it, which is the blaze for this trail. So I wonder if this is just a shortcut across the trail between the, to cut the loop down, or if this is actually the spur for the campground. Since this is blazed, I'm going to go this way, and hope that's it. It's blazed on both sides of the tree. I don't think this is a shortcut. There's the river. Hopefully you get closer a little farther down the trail. It's an awesome river to float a kayak or a canoe on, especially from here upriver towards Meramec Springs. That whole section I don't think allows power boats on it. So it's a nice quiet, cruise on the river. I'm thinking views like this is what we're probably going to get from this trail. I'm glad the leaves are off the trees. It's beautiful. We're back to the Bluffview Trail. Really wish this dining lodge was open. I'd love a cheeseburger right now. Wow, the river is directly below us, and we haven't even made it to the bluffs yet. Well, we're down at the bottoms and about to head up to the second bluff. Well, between the trails we hiked today and the overnight I did on the Wilderness Trail a few weeks ago, that covers most of the park north of the Meramec River. Now, south of the river, you can do some bushwhacking to Green's Cave, which is right on the edge of the Meramec. It's about, there's one bushwhack through Hamilton Hollow and one through Sleepy Hollow. And I think they're around 5 to 6 miles each out and back. So a bushwhack means no trail. And I'd like to get a topo map and a compass to do those with. But Green's Cave is supposed to have a huge opening. I've heard it said, but I really have problems believing this is true, but it's the largest cave opening west of the Mississippi. I need to research that to see if that's really true, but it is big, that's for sure, and we need to do that while it's winter and there are no ticks. So, thanks for taking a walk with me. I hope you enjoyed our time together. Please join me next week for another adventure. Bye-bye.